Realized in my short time on earth, people have preconceived notions. They believe things that are not necessarily true, and it comes from propaganda, from media, from what they've heard. Right, I just finished Jummah prayer and I've decided to bust 6 myths about Morocco for you. So the first myth is, maybe not everyone knows this, but Morocco is not all desert, right? So when people think of Morocco, especially, you know, coming from the Western world, they might think of desert and Sahara and maybe Marrakesh, right? And that kind of dry place. But in reality, Morocco has mountains, it has forests, obviously it has beaches, it even has snow in some of the mountains, right? So it's very diverse in terms of terrain. But yes, there is the Sahara Desert, of course, in the south. And it does get drier the more south you go and hotter. But if you go up north, it's a different story. It's quite windy, guys. I personally love the diversity in terrain because, you know, if you want to go to the desert, you can. If you want to go to the mountains, you can. And if you want to have a picnic in the forest or go camping, you can. No need to leave Morocco, right? Another myth is that all Moroccans are Arabs. Actually, this is a myth. And another myth within this myth is that everyone here speaks Arabic. It's true, everyone does speak Arabic, but it's not necessarily their native tongue. There's the Berber tongue, or Susi, as they say. So there are multiple ethnicities and languages, right? So Berber are basically the natives of the country. And technically most Moroccans here are basically majority Berber, right? So that's one. Also, there's a lot of mixing. So Moroccan DNA is quite diverse. It has Arab, a low percentage of Arab actually for most Moroccans. It has, what else does it have? It has, some of them have Iberian Peninsula, especially in the north. There's African, like from like West Africa in some people's DNA. So it's really diverse. And yeah, some Moroccans here, they only speak, like the family between each other, they speak Berber, right? They don't speak Arabic, Moroccan Arabic. But they all can understand and speak Arabic, you know, for daily life, etc. Another myth is that all Moroccans are Muslim. Now, it's true, I would say 99% are Muslim. But especially in the past, there was a massive Jewish population. Basically, after the Reconquistador, I can't say it. After the Spanish basically came back to retake Islamic Spain from basically the Al-Maghrib region, the Moroccans, when they retreated, the Jews came with them because they were afraid of, you know, the persecution that was happening by the Spanish to both Muslims and Jews. So they sought refuge with the Muslims, and they were in places of power. They thrived, they lived. Now, most of them went to that wretched nation, you know what I'm talking about. I don't even want to mention their name, because, yeah, anyway. But yeah, there are still some here though, Moroccan Jews. I think there is also a minority Christian, very small minority Christian population here. But yeah, majority are Muslims, Sunni Muslims. And that's something that maybe you didn't know. One other myth is that Morocco is all old cities and it's very ancient and everything looks like Marrakesh, you know, there's narrow alleyways, etc. But in reality, if you go to the major cities like Casablanca or Rabat, you'll see massive skyscrapers. You'll think you're in Europe. Especially Rabat is very clean, it's very well organized. It's the king city, so no surprise. And that's the thing, it's a nice mix, especially if, as say, a Westerner coming to Morocco. If you still want the amenities of Western life and the luxuries of shopping centers and the cinemas and all that stuff, a major city would probably be better than kind of like a small city, because you're not going to get necessarily the skyscrapers and the nice shopping malls, etc. So definitely consider that. But yeah, it's not all, you know, back alleys. So sometimes when people think of Morocco, they think of hospitality, and some people think it's exaggerated. Like, I mean, yeah, come on, everyone welcomes their guests, but no, in Morocco people are very, very welcoming. If you're their guest, they'll feed you, and it comes from the heart. It's not something, you know, like, well, we just have to be nice to the guests because that's our tradition. It's a genuine tradition, and it's really nice because it's warm. If you're coming from very like city vibes, like let's say London, New York, or what other, I can't think of, Tokyo, where everyone's kind of cold. Cities usually make people cold. Even in Morocco, I guess they say the coldest city is probably the capitals, but still they're warm. Anyhow, what I was trying to say is, you feel that warm vibe, you feel it's genuine. As long as you're a good person, then it's probably genuine, right? So the hospitality is unmatched. Everyone's probably experienced the mint tea and Moroccan sweets, you know, they pop out to basically greet guests, etc. Now, another one is that you need to dress conservatively when you're in Morocco. While I advise, this is basically regarding women, while I advise you to dress conservatively while you're in Morocco, to prevent catcalling, to prevent unwanted attention. It is a Muslim country, people are more covered than what you might be used to. But you won't be judged necessarily, they won't look down on you, they won't think, oh, look at her half naked, blah blah blah. But respect the place you're in, right? That's just common sense, isn't it? So if you're here, try to cover. I know in the summer, some women, they're dressed but naked at the same time, in my opinion, my humble opinion, and I'm not judging, I'm just saying. And when you come to a society maybe where it's not so common, you might get stares. So it's for your own good, you can do what you want. No one's gonna kind of judge you, but maybe some people might judge you. That's not 100% correct, but generally speaking, it's not like, let's say, if you did that in Saudi Arabia, you'd be shooed off the street. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not exactly the same here. So that might be a thing you guys are thinking, you can't even show your hair, let's say. I spoke to someone who used to think, you know, you couldn't show your hair as a woman in a lot of Muslim countries, and that's not true. That's not true, because if you just walk down the street, you'll see many women without a head covering. So yeah, relax. Another myth is that all tea in Morocco is mint tea. While that's true for the majority, there are also infusions of the mint tea. I can't remember what herbs they put in it, but I think it's like rosemary or lavender, one of those herbs, and some other herbs I don't know the name of, but it almost feels like a herbal medicine. It's tasty. It would be super healthy if the sugar was left out. So if you want to be super healthy, take out the sugar, but it's not the same without the sugar. That's what makes it amazing, in my opinion. So that's basically something you should definitely experience, especially on a hot summer's day. Having some mint tea, even though it's hot, it does cool you down, it does refresh you. I'm talking about refreshing stuff, and it's Ramadan, I'm thirsty right now. But anyway, yeah, try that out. If you're currently living in Morocco as a foreigner, or here on holiday, or if you're Moroccan yourself, tell me, did I leave anything out? Are there any myths you believe about Morocco that, say, the outside world believes, which is not necessarily true? Guys, I'm on my journey to 1,000 subscribers, so I'm gonna ask you kindly, if you're not already subscribed, to subscribe so you don't miss out on my travels, on my advice, on my journey, and hopefully I'll give you some really exciting content. I'm really excited to show you Morocco when I get a chance to leave this city, and I'm excited to give you more and more information. So until next time, Assalamu alaikum guys, take care.